Ready for brand stories? Get inspired and learn from thought leaders, CEOs, business owners, managers, entrepreneurs, and experts who tell their brand stories and share their first-hand insights. Welcome to BrandsTalk. I'm your host, Brigitte Bojkowszky. I support entrepreneurs and organizations like you to become future market leaders by transforming their ambitions and passion into an online brand that radiates beauty, brilliance, and authenticity, attracting the clients and recognition they deserve. Let's get started and dive with me into the world of brands. My guest today is Ashely Leeds. Ashely Leeds is the unstoppable 15-minute guy. With over 30 years in sales, he has specialized in assisting accountants and bookkeepers for 16 years. As a business coach, Ashely empowers business owners to become sales and marketing savvy. His expertise on LinkedIn led to the creation of the renowned LinkedIn Daily Habit Workshop. With 32 cohorts under his belt, he teaches LinkedIn on stage through webinars, YouTube, and podcasts. From free resources to one-on-one VIP services, Ashely helps users excel on this professional platform. Energetic and engaging, he'll unveil LinkedIn's value whenever you talk to him, leaving you with key takeaways for profile and LinkedIn improvement. I warmly welcome Ashely Leeds. Welcome to BrandsTalk.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. It's lovely to be with you, Brigitte. Yeah, so absolutely superb.
God.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that? That makes me sound absolutely amazing.
I'm so glad I'm having you here today. You bring so much sunshine into people's life. It's just unbelievable. So tell us a little bit about yourself, especially because you are known as the 15-minute guy. Please tell us more about that.
You know all about branding. So the important thing is about branding is we've got something to hold on to. And so when I was a kiddie, I wanted to be a Radio 1 DJ. And there was a Radio 1 DJ at the time called, his name's gone now, but he was known as the Hairy Cornflake because he did the breakfast show and he had a beard. And so, and if you say to somebody of my age who grew up with radio back in the 70s, they're going to remember who the Hairy Cornflake is. And someone's listening to this now going, it's Dave Lee Travis. That's who it is. It's Dave Lee Travis. It came. I don't know how that happened. And so I've always wanted to be a radio presenter, and that never happened until now I've got my podcast. But I've gone through life and I've done lots of different things, and I've found LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is absolutely amazing. But the trouble is with LinkedIn is we have to spend hours and hours on LinkedIn, don't we? And nobody's got the time. But this is where I come in. Because if you do 15 minutes every single day, and that's what I'm saying, it's all about consistency. If you do 15 minutes every single day, that is 65 hours in a year. Who doesn't want 65 hours of free marketing? So while I was doing one of my courses, I turned around and said something about 15 minutes. I thought, that could be my headline. So my headline, instead of saying LinkedIn trainer, it says the 15-minute guy. And I do get an awful lot of people connecting with me just because they want to know who the 15-minute guy is.
Yeah, beautiful. So can you share some key benefits of dedicating this daily time on a consistent basis to LinkedIn? And when is the time, this 15, should I do it in the morning? Should I do it in the evening? Tell us more about that.
Right. You speak to health experts and they tell you about eating properly and things like that. You talk about sports people. They say, you've got to do exercise and stuff like that. If you went to the dentist, all right, you go six months, would you spend 8 hours flossing your teeth the day before you go to see the dentist? No, you floss your teeth every single day. And this is the thing with getting into a habit. So you build that habit around what you do. You habit stack. So in the morning, I floss my teeth at night. All right. Some people do it in the morning. Some people do it at lunchtime, whatever. But we all brush our teeth every single morning because the toothbrush is near the sink, which is, on your way out of the house and stuff like that. You've got a routine. So why not build in 15 minutes on LinkedIn into your daily routine? Now, that could be first thing in the morning when you first come in. So you open up your browser to automatically open up onto LinkedIn, or you do it at lunchtime, or you might do it in the evening. It really doesn't matter. But if you do it consistently, then you get better at it and it becomes natural. You can see my guitars behind me. Now, I wanted to learn to play the guitar. I didn't just pick the guitar up 10 minutes before my lesson. I did it every single day. And if you start doing something every single day, you're just making tiny little increment gains every single day, you soon get really better at it. And what happens is you go in for 15 minutes and you go in with purpose. And that's where you make the killing.
Yeah. It's a routine. It's something that you just integrate into your life. And when you're doing that over a longer period of time, you are going to master it.
Yes.
You find out the tricks that get you here and there. Yeah. So let's dive deeper. You emphasize also the importance of being authentic on LinkedIn. This is a major thing. I think authenticity in general is something that we should naturally live, right? And we should allow ourselves to live that. Can you elaborate on how personal branding and storytelling and authenticity play a role in building a strong LinkedIn presence?
Absolutely. I've had a career in sales for 30 years. Okay. And I've sold absolutely everything to lots of different types of businesses. But one thing that I've learned throughout that is people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. Yeah. Think about the last time you ever purchased something major. Did you buy it from somebody you didn't like? Did you buy it from somebody you didn't trust? And so we have to build up that relationship. If I was going to a networking meeting, an in-person networking meeting, and I bumped into you in the room, and we had a little chat, we would talk about the weather. We would talk about your new shoes. You'd talk about my paddleboard or other things like that. Where have you been on holiday? We're not going to talk about business. We just talk about stuff and we get to know each other. And then when I sort of like walk down the road and I'm talking to someone else and they go, oh my goodness, I need some branding help. Oh, you need to speak to Brigitte. She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. And she went on holiday the same place as you. And you start building up that relationship. If you come on to LinkedIn or go to a networking meeting, you wouldn't put a mask on. You wouldn't go in with a funny accent to pretend you're not you. You'd go in and you'd be you. So why can't you do that on social media? And I think that's the biggest thing that people forget is go onto social media and be your absolute self, because you're brilliant at being yourself. You know how to be yourself. You don't have to worry about being anybody else. I've got some notes here. I spoke to somebody yesterday, somebody who's not been on LinkedIn before, and she actually told me, she said that she didn't like LinkedIn because it was wordy and professional, and she felt out of her depth. And all you need to do is just be yourself. And then once you be yourself, people start to love you for that. And there's going to be people out there that don't love you for that. My wife sometimes gets a little bit annoyed with me because I'm always so bouncy and happy. So I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that's fine with me, because why would I want to work with somebody that didn't like me? And so you've got to be your authentic self. So if you're a bit shouty or if you're a bit tall, a bit small, whatever, it really doesn't matter. Just be yourself, and that's it. And it's dead easy to be authentic.
Yeah. And how does that authenticity play into a profile so that it becomes a powerful tool for personal and professional growth? How can we translate that into a profile so that my profile sticks out, breaks through this clutter, breaks through this noise that is out there?
That's a great question. So the first thing, like I said, people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. So make sure that your photo is you. I'm doing a session next week. If you can find it, please don't tag me in it, because they put up a photo of, I don't know where they found the photo from, but it's from a few years ago. And it was during COVID when my hair was quite long. And the photo is really not me, but there's people out there that have got a photo on their profile that is not them. You know, maybe we've got a few more gray hairs. Maybe we've got a few more wrinkles. Maybe we're wearing spectacles. Maybe we've cut our hair short. Maybe we've grown it long. Maybe we've got a beard. And so make sure that it's straight away, it's you. And I was speaking to somebody yesterday, and her photo, she's got blue hair. And when I came on and spoke to her, hair was like yours. Like straight away, I was taken aback. So authenticity starts with your photo. And then put your colors on your banner. You can see that I like yellow. So there's yellow on my banner. And it starts, showing who you are. Use your language. A lot of people are saying, oh, you can use AI tools now to write your about section and your headline. Don't. be you. Be you. If you say something, then use that. And when I talk to people about their about section and their headline, I get them to brainstorm things. So write it all down in your own language and then put that up. Because there's certain words that you would never use. So don't use them in your headline. And there's certain words that you always use. I always use boom when I comment on something. Oh, that's boom. And so people get to see me because of that. And then people sometimes repeat that back to me. So just be yourself and don't sort of like think, oh, because it's got to be wordy, I've got to use big, long words. If you use big, long words, brilliant. If you don't, keep it simple.
Yeah. That is being on brand, to translating who you are, your authenticity through the colors in the background. You are expressing your brand on this platform through your banner, through your photo. And then when you're hopping on a call with someone, seeing that person in real life, there also needs to be the consistency across from the platform into the meeting that you have, the Zoom meeting. Who is that person on this photo? I want to see the real person. That should be something that is aligned. That should be the person behind the profile photo, right? So you want to have that consistency. Absolutely. It's the style, it's the words, it's everything how we communicate. Everything needs to be here on brand, and being on brand means also authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashely, we talked about these daily 15 minutes habits, and there are some people that are also creators on LinkedIn. And when you're a creator on LinkedIn, you might use more time on LinkedIn, or you spend more time on LinkedIn. So how much time do you think does someone who is really creating content, who uses LinkedIn as their professional way out to the audience, a communication tool, a touch point to the audience? So how much time should we use? And how much time is appropriate?
How long is a piece of string? You've heard of Eric Clapton, the amazing guitarist from Cream, world famous for playing guitar. Apparently, he still plays his guitar every single day. Now, I don't know whether he practices for 8 hours every day, but he still plays every single day. That's because he loves it. He enjoys the guitar. And so if you're doing something that you enjoy, does it matter if you spend 15 minutes or 15 hours? So what you do, you find a perfect balance. And so the whole idea of this 15-minute thing is just to get started. Yeah. You can do LinkedIn in 15 minutes a day, but after doing it a few weeks of 15 minutes, what I do, I run this workshop. So the workshop starts on a Monday, ends on a Friday. We do 5 days, 15 minutes every single day. We come in, you get me bouncing on the screen. We do lots of different things. But by the end of the week, you've done 50 minutes every day. But right at the beginning of the week, I say to people, block out 15 minutes. You've blocked out 50 minutes for 11 o'clock today. Why don't you block out 15 minutes for the rest of your life? Because then you get into that habit. Now, if you want to stay longer, that's absolutely fine, because the more you put in, the more you get out. And that's the other thing. But you've got to balance it, because there's other things that you should be doing in your business too. But as a way of marketing your business, there's nothing cheaper or easier. Now, a lot of people go to breakfast meetings once a week. I was on a call last night and this lady was saying how amazing her local chapter was, but she has to be there every single Wednesday morning at 6:15 in the morning. And she doesn't get away until 9 o'clock. So that's 3 hours, probably 4 hours with the traveling, 4 hours every single week out of her day. Could you imagine what was that, 45 minutes every day for 5 days? Imagine how much impact that would have on LinkedIn if you were doing the right things.
Yeah, yeah. So doing the right things, how often a week shall we post content? What kind of content? So that we can break through the clutter. Is there any advice that you have for those who are starting sharing content on such a platform? Because people are, hesitant because they don't know how often and when. So what is it all about? And maybe you can give us some clarity in that to have a strategy that really works.
Right. So I see people posting multiple times a day on LinkedIn, which is really a bad idea, because what happens, the way LinkedIn uses the algorithm is it's one post a day. And what they do is a post has got a shelf life of about 18 hours. So if you post at 9 o'clock on a Monday, that post will be dying off by 9 o'clock the next day. So then you could do another post. Yeah. But it still hangs around. So if you put another post out the next day, you might be stifling your previous post. And so my strategy for new people to LinkedIn is to post once a week. And do you know the percentage of people creating content on LinkedIn? So out of all the members, how many
It's
actually
low.
create? Yeah, it's
Low.
1%.
Yeah.
1%. So all you need to do is create one piece of content every week, and you're better than 99% of everybody else on LinkedIn. Isn't that mind-blowing?
It's mind-blowing. It's
And
unbelievable.
people think you've got to do it every single day. I do it every single day because that's my job. But next year, I'm going to reduce what I do because it's all about the quality, not the quantity. And some people just cannot think of what to write about. Now, I've actually written a book, so I know exactly what to write about. And because I'm doing it all the time, content ideas, I can see content all around me. And I just take a photo of this, I take a photo of that, and then I can use that as another day. So that's a great tip for anybody. If you're out and about, take a photo of something, and then you can use that for content. But my first thing I say to people is pick a day. Okay, we've got 5 days in the week, and use an alliteration. So you could have Monday motivation, Tuesday tips, workout Wednesday, throwback Thursday, fun Friday, and pick one of those. Pick one of those. And how about Fun Friday? Because we can all think of something fun. So I am going to now do a post every Friday, and it's going to be fun. And if you do that, you start thinking of things. So it's like, right, okay, what can I do this week? Oh, I know, talk about my red guitar. So you talk about your red guitar on this Friday. By next Friday, I promise you, by next Friday, you'd have 2 or 3 thoughts about what you could write for Fun Friday because your subconscious brain is now thinking about Fun Friday. Yeah. Once you get into that habit, then you can maybe, I know, I'll do a top tip Tuesday. And in my business, whatever it may be, there's some top tips that I can give people. So every Tuesday, I now drop a tip in. So let's talk about yourself branding. Did you know that these are the 3 things you should be thinking about with branding? And then next week, here's a top tip that I use when I'm talking to a new client about branding. And so basically what happens every Tuesday, we now start seeing some branding ideas from you. I'm not looking at branding. I'm not thinking about branding, but oh my goodness, I just spoke to somebody yesterday and they were saying about branding. I keep seeing your tips. Who am I going to recommend?
Got it.
Yeah. And once you start like that, it just becomes so simple. Now, I've got a client, okay, chap called Ben, and he's an accountant, and he hit on this idea of doing a joke on a Friday. And they are horrendous jokes, really, really cringy jokes. But people are queuing up to read them. People are commenting on his post. And now and again, he does a little video. So he comes on and he tells the joke. And he's got a very dry delivery. He's not bouncy like me. He's an accountant. So you can imagine the type of joke that it is. But he is getting constant engagement on those posts. And that's a Friday and it's just a joke. He dropped me a message the other day. He's had a client come to him purely on the back of his jokes. Not because of the advice he gives on a Tuesday, not because of an amazing post he did on a Wednesday, purely because of the jokes. And this Ben is now getting noticed for being a funny accountant. Who doesn't want to work with a funny accountant?
Yeah. Yeah. That's his personality that rings through here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's that when we are authentic, then this is what people remember.
Yeah.
And we don't even realize, And I also figured over the last months, I'm usually reluctant sharing videos of mine and not at all any backstage or any behind the scenes things. And I remember yesterday, the first time I did that, the response to my post was much, much higher than just, posting something about any tips or a quote or something like that. It's because people can relate to you as a person. It's about humanizing, I'd say, your brand, because we are business people usually on that platform.
Yes.
And it's also about making business, but it's really the person who is behind all of that people connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. So we should not post more than once within 24 hours. What are other mistakes that people make on LinkedIn that can hinder their professional image? Is there anything that you have observed, and how can we avoid that?
So the first one, I'm going to go back to the photos. I've seen there's
Okay.
so many photos. You can see, because the thing is, right, it's a professional network, so I need to have a professional photo. When was the last time I had a suit on? Oh, I know, Sally's wedding. So there's a photo of me stood next to my wife. You could just see her hair in the photo, and that's my photo. How bad does that look? All right. There's no excuse. There is no excuse. We have all got a mobile phone. Just take a selfie, or if you've got a friend or a partner, get them to take a photo of you and put that up there. So that's the biggest mistake. The photos, some photos I look at, oh my goodness. And the other thing with the photo is you may have been to the Taj Mahal or the Eiffel Tower or something like that. So there's a photo of you in front of the Eiffel Tower, yeah? Now the Eiffel Tower is really, really tall. So to get that in, you're going to be really, really tiny. And that profile picture of you is tiny little you, a great big Eiffel Tower, and it's in a circle that is the size of my little finger. How on earth can I see you when I'm looking at you on my mobile phone? So make sure that your photo fills that screen. And I'm working with somebody at the moment, and she's just had a load of amazing photos done. She's a lovely, lovely lady. And the photo in the circle, she stood back and I said, you need to get, oh, I'm not sure. You do need to get it. And so when I showed her on my messages, you see everybody's little circle. And most of the messages I'm getting are people that have been on my workshop, but they've all got the circle and they've all got a color behind them. So you can see who they are. And she turned around and go, right, that makes perfect sense now. And so it's those little things. The other mistake that I see is people spending an absolute fortune on an amazing banner. This is the cover photo that goes behind. So that's the second thing that I see when I come onto your profile. So that banner, okay, they might just have a letter of their logo. Yeah. That's not telling me absolutely anything about your business. Or they might have something cryptic. Yeah. So on mine, I might just have 15-minute guy. Well, that's not going to tell you what I do. So on my banner, it says teaching you to learn LinkedIn in just 15 minutes a day to get new clients. And so straight away, you can see exactly what I do. Oh, I don't want LinkedIn. I'm going to go somewhere else. But some people just a quote from some famous person, Muhammad Ali or something. That's a great quote. But what do? When I see a comment on LinkedIn, I click on the person, I go and have a look at their profile. Oh my goodness, she does branding. That's a great person to connect with. I'm going to connect with her. But if I look at your profile and I don't know what you do, I'm off. Yeah. And so I was working with someone else and I was just chatting to her. I know she's got young children. I said, how old is your daughter? She's 10. I said, could she look at your profile and tell you what you did? And then when I asked that question, she looked at me and said, no, she couldn't, could she? And so that's what we need to do. We need to make it very, very simple. So a lawyer, take a lawyer or an attorney. We all got an idea of what they do. But if you actually say, I help get you money if you hurt yourself, I'll get you some money. Something like that, straight away, I can see. I may not want you, but I know somebody that's just hurt their leg. And because I've seen your profile, oh my goodness, Sally does that. Dave, you need to speak to Sally.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very often not the one we speak to that he or she is going to be a client, but a referral partner.
Yeah.
That is also another thing that we should take into consideration. Ashely, I've seen LinkedIn evolving over the years a lot. Can you talk a little bit or highlight some of these recent trends or changes that professionals should be aware of to maximize their success? So there's always potential to grow, potential to make things better. So in your opinion, what is that?
Okay. Don't listen to the hype. Just be consistent. When I started my career in sales, I started when there was a recession. And it was a bad recession in the UK. And I used to be a chef. I was a chef prior to that. So I'd go to work, I'd cook a load of food, I'd serve a load of people, make everybody happy, and then I'd go home. And then I got myself a job in sales. And there was a recession on. Because I'd never worked in business, I'd only ever cooked. I didn't have a clue about business and stuff like that. And so my boss turned around and said, you need to go out and do this. You need to see this many people. You need to do that. And you need to do this. I'm like, right, okay, off I went. Because I'd worked in catering, you take orders and just get on with it. So I just got on with it. And I hit my sales targets. I was flying. And one of the guys in the office turned around to me and he said, how on earth are you making all this business and doing so well when there's a recession on? I said, what does that matter? No one had told me that in a recession, people wouldn't have any money. And because no one told me that, I just carried on doing it. But my colleagues, they were going around thinking there's a recession, so I can't do anything anymore. So I'm not going to get any business. And so they talked themselves into recession as well. And if we start looking at all the algorithms and all the messages on LinkedIn and start thinking, oh, I can't do this anymore, I can't do that anymore. Oh, not allowed to do selfies, can't use hashtags. Then you're going to start worrying about it. Just keep going. Keep doing your Fun Friday and your Tip Tuesday. Make sure your photo's up to date. Make sure your banner's doing all the right things. And just show up on a regular basis. Don't worry about the hype because it keeps changing. But one thing is consistent is you're going to keep showing up absolutely regularly, whether there's a recession or not.
Wow. I think that was a really great advice. Keep on doing things that you love doing and sharing, right? And stay consistent with that. I want to go back to some LinkedIn features. I'm sure there are some of them out there that people really don't know about, but can help us provide more value if we use them strategically. Is there anything that comes to your mind?
So this here that I'm holding up, and I'll let you have the code. So it's basically 15minutes.day/4QF. So that's quick fixes. So there's 4 quick fixes that we can all do to our profile. So one is your photo and your background photo. Your background photo, your banner. All right. But then your headline. By default, your headline is what you put in your job title. Okay. So for me, it would be LinkedIn trainer and business coach. Now, hands up, who's going to go and connect with someone who's a business coach or a LinkedIn trainer? Nobody, because there's too many of them. But I've changed that to the 15-minute guy. So come up with something a little bit different. Yeah. So one of my clients is the scooter riding accountant. Yeah. Now, if you're looking for an accountant, are you going to choose the partner at XYZ accountant, or are you going to choose the scooter riding accountant? Yeah. And if you think that scooter riding accountant's a bit childish, she doesn't want to work with you anyway because she's got a sense of fun. And the other thing that we need to do is make sure our contact details are up to date. So many times I've gone to connect with somebody and then I go, oh, I'll give them a bell, I'll phone them. No phone number. Why on earth wouldn't you put your phone number where someone could contact you? And so also in the contact details, there's space for 3 website addresses. Now, you may not have 3 websites, but you've got 3 locations in the online space that people could go and find you. So you might have a YouTube channel, an Instagram channel. You might have a booking link so that people can book a call with you. You might have a testimonials page on your website. So you could put all 3 of those in that there. And here's the key one. This is key that not many people do. You're listening. You might want to write this down. Your birthday.
Yeah.
Put your birthday in that box, because what happens is LinkedIn will send a notification saying that it's your birthday. In the UK, the average person receives an average of 4 birthday cards on their birthday. Okay. I don't know whether that's worldwide, but in the UK, that is a statistic. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you're only getting 4 birthday cards and I send you a little message on your birthday to say, happy birthday, I hope you have a great day, how are you going to feel? Yeah. So not only have I made your day, I've also reestablished myself as somebody that you know. Oh my goodness, Ashely, I connected with him months ago. He's the LinkedIn guy. Oh, thank you, Ashely. That was very kind of you. Oh, not a problem. Are you doing anything nice today? Oh, we're going to do this and do that. Oh, that's wonderful. So they're now thinking about me. Yeah.
You're on the radar again.
I am on the radar. And that is the thing. So if you've got your birthday in there, you might get some nice birthday messages, but someone sends you a birthday message that you were talking to 2 months ago, you can turn around and reignite that conversation. Oh, thanks for wishing me a happy birthday. Yes, we're going to take the wife out. We're going to go to our favorite restaurant. How's things with you? Did you ever think about coming on my workshop? Oh, I keep meaning to do that. Oh, really? Let's have a quick call. And there you go. But nobody puts their birthday in. And you're only putting your day and your month. So you're not putting your date of birth. So I can't scrape all your details and go and nick all your money. And there's nothing to stop you putting a day or two either side of your birthday. So say your birthday's the 1st of January, you could put the 28th of December or the 4th of January or something like that. So it doesn't matter. But what happens is it just, I send Brigitte a little birthday message. So yeah, that's a genius one that not many people do.
Yeah, I know. I have my birthday on LinkedIn. I've ticked the box. Yeah, so it's also a start of having another, let's say, messaging communication, getting people on a call. Is there any other strategy that you would suggest to genuinely, kindly get people from, let's say, from a posting interaction into a messaging interaction to eventually get them on a call? Do you have a strategy that works really well?
So it's more a case of keeping the conversation flowing. So if you put out good content that people engage with, then make sure you comment back. Okay, so thank you for commenting on my post. Oh, that was a great point. Oh, that's interesting. Ask another question back, because they'll come back to you. Or if it's something a bit technical or whatever, take that to the DMs. Oh, thanks ever so much for commenting on my post. You mentioned XYZ. Maybe you could elaborate on that, because I was thinking here, or maybe you asked this question. I've created a video that shows you how to do that. How would that help? And start coming back with those sorts of things. And then people see you as not just that person that creates content. You're that person that's helpful. You're that person that's knowledgeable. And I get people, somebody connected with me yesterday or last night, and I sent her a message this morning. And the message was sort of like, oh, thanks for connecting me. Why did you connect with me? Because she didn't send a connection request. So that's the other key thing. We'll come to that in a second. And I sent a message. I said, oh, how did you know about me? I was in a group and one of the girls said that you were very good and said I should connect with you. How good is that? How good is that? And so that's what you need to be doing. The other thing is if you're going to connect with somebody, send them a message first. So what happens is when you find them, when you get to their profile, it might say follow instead of connect. If you click the more button, that will bring the connect up. So click on the connect and then it says, do you want to send a message? Yes, you jolly well do. Always send a message. And so the message needs to be something like, I saw your comment on Sally's post. I thought it was amazing. I see that we've got quite a few people in connection. I don't know why we've never connected. Can we connect today? It'll be great to have you in my network. If you get a message like that from somebody, you're going to go, oh, yeah, of course I will. Yeah. But if you just get a message, basically what happens, LinkedIn says someone wants to connect with you. Who is that someone? You go to their profile. They haven't optimized their profile, so it doesn't tell you what they do. That's not going to be any help to my network. Click ignore. Yeah. But if that person had come on and said, oh, been chatting to Sally. Sally says you're amazing. I'm trying to up my game on LinkedIn. Is there any chance I can connect with you? Oh my goodness. Yes, you can. Thank you very much for connecting with me. Here's a little YouTube video that I created. Most people like, so you might want to do that. And there's some tips on LinkedIn. So it's all about setting up that first meeting, setting up that first engagement and leaving the door open so people can come back and ask you more questions.
Yeah. Even though people send me a connection request without any note coming along with it, I always answer. I go on the profile and I send them a message back. Thank you for reaching out. Happy to be in your network. And tell them a little bit about myself. It's just to show them there is another person on the other end. It's not just something, you connect with. And then very often, and most of the time actually, I get a nice message back. But you are initiating something, right?
Yes.
So if not the one who wants to connect with, then I do it.
Yeah, you're leading by example, aren't you?
Exactly. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else we haven't talked about, but very important for our audience to know?
The about section.
Yes, please.
Right in the middle of our profile, the about section. Okay. And in my training, I've got a slide. As the slide is basically what I did is I went into LinkedIn and I put in accountant in the search bar and it brought up loads of accountants and I just clicked on one randomly. And I promise you, the very first one I picked out, the about section goes something like this. I've been in accounting for many years and I know lots of stuff about accounting. And so I've been at university and I know all this sort of stuff. And so that's what we think the about section, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm reading that as a small business owner, and I'm struggling with my books and my accounts and my tax return and all of that. I'm struggling. I read that. Am I interested? Okay. What I want to read is, are you struggling with your books? Are you staying awake at night worrying about your tax return? Do you fear looking at your bills? Are invoices piling up and you're not getting enough money in? Yeah. Now, if I read that, the person writing that obviously knows what I'm going through. So if they know what I'm going through, they're going to know how to fix it. So I'm going to keep reading. Yeah. But so many people, the about section is all about how brilliant I am, how wonderful I am, how I know absolutely everything, and how I can save you loads of money and make your business brilliant. No one cares. I'm sorry. Nobody cares. All they care about is their problems and their pains.
Yeah. But I think it's also nice to tell a story in the about section about how you went through all of that, because it's very often what we are doing resonates with those people who are our ideal clients. So that's also something how we establish a connection.
Absolutely. And it's all about getting a balance. Now, what happens with the about section, there's 2,600 characters you've got.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 4 lines at the top, the first 4 lines that you see. And at the end of that, there's a see more button. Okay. Now, if you write enough to get over those pains in the first 4 lines, people are going to click the see more. When they click the see more, they can find out how you're helping them, but they can also find out a bit of credibility about how you know what you're talking about. So on my about sections, if you go and have a look, about halfway down, it says a little bit about me. And it really is a little bit about me, because you're sort of like reading that, oh, this guy, oh yeah, brilliant. But who is he? Oh, hang on, here he is. This is what he does. And then if I scroll down and look at the experience, I can see that he's worked in all these different places. So he's going to know all this stuff. So make sure that your experience is up to date. And don't put too much in that, because you want people to look at all of your experiences, not the first one. So it's all of that. I was talking to somebody who had a most amazing job, but it was 3 jobs down. And because they'd written chapter and verse for the other 2 jobs, you had to really scroll down to see the 3rd job. So I said, look, 2 bullet points for each. And then when I get to your experience page, I can see all 3 jobs. I'm going to ignore the first 2 because I'm going to look at that 3rd one. And it's that thinking about that when you're looking at it. And that's why I offer a profile review. So if you connect with me, I will look at your profile and I'll do a little video and tell you where you're going wrong. And I'll do that for free.
Yes, I know that. We did that. And you know what comes up right now when it comes to the about section? It's the about section. And many confuse it with about me.
Yeah.
But it's actually about you and me.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the interaction. It's how we can work together and grow together.
Yeah.
All right. So you already mentioned there's a lot of things that you're doing. Tell us how people can reach you.
Well, LinkedIn.
And maybe other than LinkedIn, not everybody might be on LinkedIn yet, because when they listen on the different podcasts,
They're not on LinkedIn. Oh my goodness! I do have Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's maybe people, who think about starting their business and know now I have to be on LinkedIn and are not yet. They also want to reach you.
Yeah, they can find me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. So you can find me in those places as well. You can also find me at my website, which is fullcupcoaching.co.uk. But yeah, if you just Google my name or Google 15-minute guy, I'll come up. I will definitely come up because I'm consistent. And the thing is with LinkedIn is Google like LinkedIn. So they give a lot of space in the search engines for people's names. So if you've got your name properly in your URL on LinkedIn, people are going to find you. I was doing a talk the other day and one of my clients is absolutely smashing it on LinkedIn. And to prove the point, I went in and Googled her name on Google and she came up top or sorry, her LinkedIn profile came up top because of her name. And so, yeah, just Google Ashely Leeds. And it's Leeds as in the city, not as in sales leads, which is a shame.
Yeah. So making sure the LinkedIn link, the handle, has got your name.
Yes.
And not any numbers, because very often they...
The numbers don't matter, but the numbers after your name is your number on LinkedIn, but you can actually customize that. And I've seen people customize it. So for myself, I've customized Ashely Leeds, the 15-minute guy. All right. Because people know me as a 15-minute guy, and I want people to know me as a 15-minute guy.
Yeah.
But I've seen people, so my company's name is Full Cup Coaching, but not many people know that because they know me as Ashely, the 15-minute guy. So if I change that Ashely Leeds 15-minute guy to Full Cup Coaching, no one is ever going to find me. They'll see me at a networking event, and later on they'll go, oh, I didn't get his business card. I didn't connect with him on LinkedIn, but I know he's called Ashely Leeds. They Google it. I'm not going to come up. But because I've optimized my profile, I come up.
Got it. And you showed this LinkedIn cheat sheet.
I did.
That you came up with. Is this a freebie? How can people
Yes. So if they scan that QR code, all right, or use that link, so it's 15mins.day/4QF. And the 4QF stands for quick fixes. So it's 4 quick fixes. That goes to my website. And on my website, there's some videos there to show you how to do those 4 things to make it very simple for you. And that's all free.
Okay. Sounds great. But before we finish it up today, I would love to do a quick word wrap with you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'll see.
Okay, good. The first one is story.
Skies.
Habits.
15 minutes a day.
LinkedIn.
Why not?
Success.
Paddleboarding.
Okay. And last but not least, brands.
Personal.
Thank you so much. Ashely, it was such a joy having you here. You bring so much energy into this room. It's unbelievable. It was just a pleasure to learn from you how daily LinkedIn habits help us excel on this professional level. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It's been absolutely delightful. Great way to start the day. Thank you.
Thank you. If you like my show, follow BrandsTalk on your preferred app, share it on social media, and if you find a minute or two, leave a quick rating or review. Thank you so much. If you want me to guide you to become a future market leader by transforming your ambitions and passion into an online brand that radiates beauty, brilliance, and authenticity, attracting the clients and recognition you deserve, drop me an email. I'd love to be your guide on your hero journey. Check out my website, BrigitteBrands.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I hope you will stay tuned in on the next episode when we dive into the world of brands.